Au ya you. You will lay a desire. Then I'd wear that power. Basically, via get together, this again. I say, oh, me, I'm right. And by doing you, I'm a part of my trade there. When you learn it goes away. Alas, I go that Giano, and I will say you. Papa Mora, get me up when anywhere, Momba Sivole. Sivole. L'arrangeur parmi national, très trop fort. We are glad that we want by say so way that you will get. I want to say, Bobo. There be you. Do a play you about Babomonia. Papa Yingita, petit, brother Fassoni. Kaidaka. Bena Paya was a go, Mambo Panjago. Apollo Akaway. One was a young café. We are for them one money upper clay you can. None your same way. What's the cat to your way at being on your one? Emma, Nesseto. With this one, where they have been. Go on, yeah, I can't salute. What's the cat to your way at being on your one? Emma, Nesseto. Now, with this one, where they have been. Go on, yeah, can you get? Now, getting your bed when I know sound fairly on it. Yeah, you. Let's do what you just grab it to one. Say your book on ya. Are you a now? Say Bobo that you are not, we say you over. I want to you come on, need a boy and yes, I'm going to buy the good mwege. Hey, Imo, am I gay? One of what I want, I guess me, I'm done, and it the boy. Oh, ow. Say, Bobo, that you are not, we say you will. So, like it, I'm for when you never went. Netoni and Rayo. Hey, are you? Oh, but we just say, oh, yeah, I'm a cocky labor. Kaidaka, when it was to work, I go to the net in the York halfway. I just see how. This is what I say. Say, Bobo, yeah. Ow. You like to run them one by one name on tell it by Botamu, Tanyada. Planning Papa, Pinagasia, Bacao Lage, the Puesipo, the PSCB. The 10 years ago, you cannot go on. There was a Bob was a Dressio, Mango, Belly Bobo, that Giano, and I will say you over. I will. Saibo. Ingba tu abanja bla edu eso sei. Aje kwana le ya gba tu ana agbonyo si yi oke. Wejo, Ibo, Saibo boba. Inje ile ke po panglo ku ejo bi panglo. On the client ya go like e gba de noir. Jozo wa se. Your national tank, let me soulé. Say, Bobo, that you know, and I will say you over. I'm done in it. Where are you? To walk away. I know Roswell, Cape Roswell. South Africa, your fault, your way. Thank you for your work and my one. I'm the Pope and Yaguba. Don't feel it, I say, oh, Claudio. Say, back in work, we are coming. Say, Bobo, that you know, and I will say you over. Aba pepo swelu, ninde swelu. Kwa muzedu manje dota siko bala. Kabo jowa se. Pepo swelu muzo bluke. Say ya ase, panye ino. Ken mwande ye. Nyok mamble yo se mamble ni anao. Ariwo ase o panye. Amo amora dao. Saibo deki ano ana wisi eyiwo. Agbeso rulo di yo panye. So pe no we. Saibo, 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 that young man that will take you. Mop man down the Mary, read on your man, don't you? When you know I say, it's a mayo. That was why you also mobile. When you I'm original, I say,
ouais, il a fait une chanson à Moblé Production, voilà. Et Moblé Production, c'est une structure qui est créée pour les jeunes qui sont dans le guémon, pour les jeunes de l'US et tout. Moblé Production est là pour produire les jeunes talentueux, cachés, que les gens ignorent. Donc notre devoir, c'est de produire des talents cachés. Alors, il a fait un son pour Moblé Production.
Arrangé Eric Glodé, le don de Dieu pour la musique de l'Ouest. Je te détesterai jamais. Jamais, jamais, au grand jamais. Moblé Production, Abia Dia Oboa, Amunyandro, moi et toi Pierre. Moye, Pierre, moye, Pierre, moye, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, Pierre, moye, ah Pierre, we. Ndato Pierre se prononcé, à toi Pierre Dia Wele, à Corsiao, moye, Pierre, moye. Mosa bosa iko moye Pierre ji mo were mandoye mo a Pierre ji mo were mandoye mo eh Pierre we ha ji a were Pierre mo moye to Pierre moye Pierre ji a were ba lo poje yo ji a were so no dunia embe Amado, let's appeler. J'ai mon équipe à yon nez, ma wadia équipe à yon nez, j'ai le bonnet na kanyopo. Si à vous tiens, des kanywe, kanyon de kogue, c'est pas du pléa. Pierre mon moyen, Pierre mon moyen, Pierre mon moyen, mon garba, oh yahweh ça. Moye, Jiblo, no pigeon boba, Yeruno. Ma boye blé, Pierre, Moye, Moblé Production. Au Pierre, Moblé Production. Assez au clano. Yahweh, à quel homme, le côté. Pierre, Moye, Pierre, Pierre moye, Ericona, Pierre moye, ah Chalicona, Pierre moye, ah to Pierre moye, die na pa yeble, to Pierre die na pa yeble, ah nie Pierre ah Pierre Pierre moye, Erico jato Pierre Mare bomu jato Pierre Erico de bomu jato Pierre Memo daka Yo jale ko ye nyowo pa Opa bla ye de nyani ye ble bra kite Dia o ana de bro aja be atia Nyoro agba de ke abudi ye Ono homono ne ka double ye So bo somo soble so danyo Paseble asenyo na yeta esa ye dibo sanere E to Pierre jawe ke To Pierre point so weke To Pierre yiwa mopa Kaya no e ka sene la taya mo la osiane To Pierre ki agba ere papa ko Kia o a To Pierre moye Ah tu agba mo e Dibe ko agba mo e Ah o you agba mo e Pierre we Pierre you agba mo e Pierre we ah Pierre mo moye Pierre mo moye Gayo padà we membo kango Gayo padà we membo kango Ah tideji ah tideji we ah mara tidie me o awo Upa kari to kwini to wake asa o made Pierre mo moye Piero Momoye, Moye, Piero Momoye, Esen Sonia Routier, Aseo. Mama Saleye, Angela Wene, et Bobo Pambla Bouye, Angela Wene, Nama Bobo Pambla Bouye, Angela Wene, Angela Dieu, Machapa Keyo, Daria Dieu, Moye, Angela Momoye, oh, Mama Bokembla, Tia, Mama Kemblode, where you je sais ma keki, je sais, Mama, je sais, Tania Kyoto. Handa Nicolas, Memotia, Mada Nicolas, Tania, Nicolas, Breton, Otuachi, Naipo de Wenge, Mlawen, la Chili, Agia, Agia, Moye, Piero Moye, 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 Piero Moye, Moye, Ade, Moye, Moye.
Welcome, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to welcome all of you again tonight. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. Conversation with Samson to going to start very shortly for safety, folks. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. It's winter time. Those of you that are using different type of heating system. Some people use propane heating system. You got to be very careful. These things can cause serious problems. And those of us that are broke, God forbid, are broke. But anyway, if you can't afford, God is not able to give what you want right now. Patient. Propane, those kinds of heating systems that you use, make sure some people use gas, whatever it is. But you have to make sure you have enough ventilation. The ventilation you are going to have, the air coming in, so you don't have some serious problems. Be careful, Samson. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. It was my intent this year to show you a little bit about how to winterize your house. But the people go, Mr. To, you live in California. What do you know about winter? Well, I live in Ohio for over 18 years. Besides that, I live in Rhode Island for almost 5-6 years. Okay, so I move around. I know my way around the winner issues, so I know. But anyway, welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. We have a very packed show tonight. We're not going to be here that long, but we have a very packed show. So come on with me. Take care of your car, and your car will take care of you. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Let's get started right away. As usual, I will start my show with the video of Dr. Weir and go Samson. What can I say? All I can say is when we're doing these things, I hope people to understand. I hope they will understand that we're not doing it out of jealousy. One thing for sure. So let's understand this. Let's understand this. These things that we're pointing out, we're not pointing them out because of jealousy or what have you. But we're pointing it out because things that they're, especially in area that I have a little bit knowledge of. And so I will speak to that. I'm not going to sit up. I'm not going to fool you to sit here and talk about politics, things that I don't know much about. Okay. Not a small, just little small politics stuff. Okay. The brothers and sisters back home that are working for the government, I think they're doing a wonderful job and we appreciate it. Okay. Now, as far as the other stuff is concerned, we just want people to understand that it's not our intent to degrade or to somehow misrepresent the Republic of Liberia and what have you. No, that's not our intent. So I'm not too sure why this thing is behaving like that, but that's okay. That's okay. Somebody's saying it again tonight. Okay. Welcome, LIBERIA Public Radio. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Okay. Let me quickly start. I would like to remind you again about Dr. Weir and the during the election. Why I believe strongly that Dr. Weir is very serious about this road business. Okay, so let's look at it again. All right, let's look at the video.
Make sure you do that same information you can hold. No, I beg you.
Okay, that's just the snippet of what I'm going to be doing here tonight. I'm going to be doing a lot of work here tonight for all of us to understand what is happening. So the reason why I do this particular video for Dr. Weir, because I truly believe that Dr. Weir during the election, he went all over the place. But the reason why he's concentrating on the road issue, I think this video is one of those. Now, there must be other factors. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is a single factor of his concentration on road business. There might be other things. But I'm saying these are some of the reasons. For me, this particular video is something that gets sketched on somebody's mind and they can't forget it. And said they promise themselves the day I'm successful of having the leadership of this country, this is what I'm going to do to alleviate the suffering of my people when it comes to transportation. And I think this particular video for me is actually signify that Dr. Weir is very serious about this road business. However, Whenever I make statement, I will continue to say that the process, the idea, and the determination for Dr. Weah is wonderful. But those who are responsible to making this process come to reality are doing it with flaw in mind. They're not doing a good job. And I will point some of it out again tonight. Again, before I go through that, I'm not here looking for anything. I'm pointing things out. I'm not here trying to degrade anybody. Again, the brothers and sisters that are back on that are doing these kinds of work, we have to say we appreciate it. But if you're going to do it, if you're sacrificing to be with your brothers and sisters, if you're going to do it right. Let me point. Okay, let's go back. Samson to LIBERIA. Like I said, I'm on it tonight. I'm going to be hot. First of all, let me welcome. There's a lot of big people watching me tonight. I got to be very careful. Let me welcome Jonathan Gageway. Now this guy, if I'm not careful tonight, he will take me to the clinic because he doesn't fool around. So I got to be very careful. Let me also welcome my boss, Mr. Francis Yonso, who's watching. And let me also welcome the mother of the Jida community. That's Madam Elizabeth Peno. Welcome, all of you. Let's keep going. Okay. Let me go now. As my mom would say, anything you do, if you don't put jealousy in your mind, you can't move anywhere. Now, there's different type of jealousy. She would say, once you make that statement, then she'll come back. Calm down, Samson. Jealousy, good one. Jealousy, bad one. When you go and play wish for somebody not to get something, or if the person gets something, then you want to play something for them to get out, that's not kind of jealousy. But if you're jealous, somebody gets something, and you know how the person get it, you work hard and get your own. That's being jealous. Let me make us jealous a little bit. Fellows Liberian, welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. Samson To. I'm not here to fool around tonight. Let's look at Ghana. Development ringing bell in Ghana. Let's watch this. This is Ghana. This is just, for me, I'm getting a little bit. Okay, I'll be careful. Samson To, LIBERIA Public Radio. Ghana.
Afrikiko Junction, Accra. Tema Motorway. Apollo in the Western region. The police is watching you. Over 1,000 of these cameras have been installed at strategic locations across the country. These cameras have made police surveillance more effective and giving a boost to fighting crime. Playbacks have also been very useful. In this particular case, investigation into a road accident.
Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
These cameras are operated from emergency command centers in Accra, Kumasi, and Tamale that are now receiving a record number of calls.
When the call comes in, the system automatically generates a case form.
The case form is meant to solicit the essential information required from the caller. If it is a motor accident, are there any persons injured? If it is a robbery, are the robbers armed? And so on. All calls can be traced to where they are made. In case a call drops, the operator can call back. Once a call is processed, the information is sent to the dispatch section for patrol teams in the field. One challenge are prank calls that divert attention from real emergencies.
Prank calls must stop. In a genuine emergency, you may not be able to access our emergency command center.
Locating crime scenes promptly is another. Many houses and dwellings in Ghana are located on unnamed streets. This is being addressed by the new GPS address system, which is an integral part of the new emergency response system.
This command center is a milestone along the way of the transformational agenda that the Ghana Police Service has launched. The Ghana Police Service, as I speak to you, is about total number strength of 33,000. For the population of Ghana, the minimum strength should have been 56,000. At 33,000, the police to civilian ratio is 1:848, which is far lower than the UN minimum of 1:500. Therefore, the result to the digital intervention is meant to ameliorate or to mitigate the defect or deficiency or the deficit, which stands at 23,000 police personnel. This intervention, which is going to make it easier for the police to monitor crime and make it easier for people in need to get in touch, therefore making it more efficient for them to check crime, it's a welcome intervention.
Okay, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. There you have it. That's Ghana. That's Ghana. This is not Australia. This is not Europe. This is Ghana. Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana. So you only have Ivory Coast between us and Ghana. And most Liberians know what Ghana is because most of the people were over there. And so some people that were in Nigeria and what have you. But Ghanaians are moving forward. And we're fighting ourselves. This is something that again, once again, if you're going to insult me, bring your insult. I don't care. But one of the things I will continue to say is that we, Liberia, must learn how to respect our leaders. Even here in the diaspora, we don't even respect our own community leaders. And we carry that same thing back on. But that's not what I'm going to be talking. Like I said, tonight, I'm on fire. I'm not going to be talking about this kind of stuff. You respect me, fine. You don't respect me, between you and your God. Samson. All right, I'm so animated tonight. Okay, let's go. One more video, then you will see why I'm all excited tonight. Okay, let's go. One more video. Now, this video is very interesting. This is Dr. Weah opening the door community. But the reason why I picked this particular part is that those who are responsible, those who supposed to somehow be the connection between Dr. Weah and whatever community that he wants to engage with, people have to be the bridge. Dr. Weah can be the bridge. That's fine. He can bridge between himself and the community because he speaks the language effectively. He doesn't need anybody. But however, if he asks you to do certain job, people must do their work. Here, Dr. Weah is about to warn the citizen, to warn the community that we're giving you role, and I'm not questioning. I know the road, the construction part of the road is flawed and it's not going to last long. I know that because I saw exactly what was happening, but that's not the point. The idea here, Dr. Weah is telling the community, we're giving you road. And the road we put down here is to alleviate all of the suffering, to make sure because when it's raining and you have all the potholes filled with water, okay, your children going to school, sometimes they got to take out your clothes so that when they get past the pothole, then they put on the clothes again. This is the road we're giving you. You have to take care of it. My thing is, that particular statement that Dr. Weah is about ready to make here, that thing should have been done long before the dedication process. Because I feel within myself, the reason why Dr. Weah is doing this, he also sensed that the people are not connected to the project. In order for them to be truly involved, they must be connected to the project. And how do they connect themselves to the project? Simply by those who are responsible to communicate to these different people in the community effectively. What is the purpose of this role? What are we giving you the role for? What are the criteria involved in order for you to be qualified for this role? Remember, Dole community is not the only community in Monrovia. They have other community. Dr. Weah could have gone to any other community, but you let the Dole community know, look, these are the criteria and you fit right in here, and this is why we're giving you this role. However, you, before the role comes in, we want you to be part of this process. You get Dr. Weir, you get the community together, and let the community become part of the process. Let the community understand from day one that this project is their project and they must guide it. If you make the community feel like they are part of the process, they will want to be connected. Anything that someone is part of that, they will do everything possible to guide it. That's who we are. We're human beings. Let's listen to Dr. Weir. And then I'll come back and wrap it up. Then I can go on to the main subject matter here tonight.
I just want you to make sure that you take care of this road and you keep it clean. Yesterday, I was here. Yesterday, I drove here. I saw most of you people, nobody knew I was in the car. The place was closed, and they want to break it, so I passed around. But what I saw yesterday, it should not be happening here. You see, when someone says development, that means you are developing a change from having developed to develop. So what happened yesterday, the garages, car parking, and no access to road here, you need to encourage the people to not park cars in the middle of the road. I was there yesterday. I watched the game that was playing yesterday. I was here. If you noted, there was one Lexus, one black car was on the road yesterday. I was in that car. So you see, I was here, I was in Lokita, I was around. And all of y'all are using bike to survive. I beg y'all, what I noted yesterday, you should not be doing it. Because we'll ask the police, the safety people to make sure that they summon you. What I saw yesterday, motor welcome all over the place, they cannot be in line if they are survivor. If the world gave you what you want in life, make sure you do it well. Yesterday, I had to stop a mother bag right there. They have 4 kids for 1-year-old babies. And the guy in the middle, I had to stop the bag and put the children down my head. You see, so sometimes I say to my head, it's not going to help us to move. Yesterday, I was not happy yesterday when I came to the community road. Because they park all the keke on the road, people doing garages, and what is wrong. We did not build a road for garage. We build a road so that children can go to school, so that time can go freely. So, if we come back here, the police will be there, anyone. Because the development of brainwave prosperity. Anybody back here, the police will charge you to pay. So you know that we have to follow the road. So I'm happy today.
There you have it. There you have it, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Radio. Like I said, the statement that Dr. Weir made, that statement should have been made from the beginning. Of course, he can echo that. However, the community, by the time this project is finished, the community must feel that this is part of their project. The community must feel that this is just like their house. Because if you take a nail and try to put a nail in any one of the members of that community on top of their house and try to put a hole in their zinc, they will drag you. If you're not careful, they will kill you because that's their property. And that's the kind of thing you want Liberians to feel about these kinds of projects. When you put a project in a place, first thing you have to let the whole community understand. The money that is being spent, that's not Dr. We are private money. The money that is being spent to give you the road, make the community to understand. That money comes from Cloud Town. The money comes from Douala. The money comes from Nuclear Town. The money comes from Carway. The money comes from all over Liberia. However, because of certain criteria Dr. We are set, and you fit within that criteria, we decide we'll give you this road. But it comes with responsibility, and you numerate, you give them the responsibility that these people have to understand. Once you do that, Once you do that from the beginning and the community see what is happening, they will understand it and they will take it and make it part of their own. Another thing, make certain member of the community, their leadership, to see how this road is being built. Not so much of them being employed as part of the construction crew, but you give them what I call cat and donkey show. Here in the United States, when I've ready to do anything, I go to the community. Okay, we'll put in a bridge here. Who's going to be affected? They will ask, because the community live there. So you tell them, because by then you already done all your study. You already have all of the cards they're going to be using. You know everything by then. Okay, but you give them the answer. And once they feel that, okay, the end result, who's going to be the end user? And you explain to them the end user and the reason why this role is necessary in our community. They will appreciate you and appreciate the project more. And this is what I think the people in Liberia are missing at this point. That we are going around making these roads, building these, which is nice, but it's the community involved. It's the community accepting themselves that they are the real end user of the road, and it's not just a political role, as other opposition continue to state. Once the community sees that, they will appreciate it and they will take good care of it. But as long as they feel the government road, man, the thing break down, government will face it again. Then they start putting care, they start building garages and things like that Dr. Weir is talking about. Those are the things that those who are responsible must make that the process. Whenever Dr. Weir is saying we're going to put road there, you go midnight, who the community in this area here. I hear Dr. Weir saying you want to put road here, I want to talk to your community. I'm just making fun, but I'm very serious now. You bring the community together, you start putting plan in places. They will also tell you what are some of the effects this road will have. For example, Doe community, the drainage was not done properly. If you watch Doe community, some of the video, the road is higher than the surrounding community. So if it rains, what happened to the surrounding community? The water that are coming from the road. Remember now, I don't want to go engineering on here, but I'll just go a little bit. When you have a rain, when it drop on a flat surface, like asphalt, the speed of that water when it drop from the where it's going to go to the end is higher than it is when they start going through grass. So they have different coefficient for zinc, concrete, asphalt, and what have you. They have a different coefficient for grass. They have a different coefficient for different conditions. Okay, but I'm not going to go into that this evening. That's not the point. But I want people to understand that these things are being done, and if the people of communication, if the people who are responsible to communicate to the community, if they do it well, we will not have no problem. Instead, we got people who are responsible to insult. My goodness. The proposed agenda need to be explained more, not insulting, Samson Toll say. Okay, folks, this is Samson Toll. Let me go now to my main subject matter here tonight. And these pictures that I'm about to show you came from Public Works, most of them. And I will tell you the one that come from Public Works, I will tell you. Okay. First thing is this. Let me show you the first thing I want you to understand. I'm going to be dealing with rigid pavement tonight. Now, before I say rigid pavement, let me show you flexible pavement, please. Samson Toll, LIBERIA Public Radio. This is what we call flexible pavement. This is asphalt. What's going on here? My hand. Okay. This is asphalt, as you can see. Okay. How do they get this asphalt? They call it core. They have a machine that goes around like this. Sharp iron. And they cut all around and pick this up. This here is about 4 inch. That's the asphalt. It's about 4 inch. Okay. If you can see here, now I want you to look at it very carefully. you can see the top layer, the top maybe an inch or so. It has an opening. Then the bottom layer. The bottom layer is thicker than the top. What's the reason? The bottom, I'm sorry, you can't quite see it. Let me see if you can see it here clearly. Okay. I want you to see the separation. Okay. Right here, you see how the separation, you see if I put my hand, you see how this opening here. Now if you look at the bottom, you see how tight the other part is? Okay. The top one, they call it open grade. Okay. They put it loosely. Now, when I mean loosely, be careful now. It's all binding. It's not something that you're going to put down. They roll it and everything. But the mix design for the open grade is quite different from the design of the dense grade. The dense grade, the reason they do that is this. Samson told LIBERIA. Like I said, I'm on fire tonight. I'm not playing around. Okay, so the reason why they have the dense grade, they put the dense grade first. Okay, and the dense grade is about what? Maybe 3.5 inches or something like that. They put that down, roll it, but it's dense. And then they have an open grade on top. Here's the reason. When it rains, they don't want the water to stay on the road. So some of the water seep through the open grade. But when they hit the dense grade, it's flip out to the slope of the road and get out. Okay, so you don't have much water sitting on top of this concrete. I mean, on top of this asphalt. Okay, it's called flexible because that's asphalt. Asphalt is made out of oil base, rock, and sand. So if it's hot, it's flexible. You can move it around. If you're just putting it on there. Now this one, even though my name's Samson, my hair is all grown. You see my hair? It's all grown, but I can't bend this thing. This is called flexible. Okay, I'm sorry I don't have concrete, which is rigid pavement, to show you here tonight. Okay. Now, let me get my tools that I brought here to show you, so you will understand. Oh my goodness, I've not done this thing for a very long time. Whew. This is heavy. All right, bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I'll show you very shortly here. Just bear with me. Okay. It's heavy. It's heavy. Those things are heavy. They're not something to play around with. Okay. So let me just show you very quickly. Like I said, I'm on fire tonight. I'm not playing around. Let me show you very quickly what these things is all about. Okay. Here, you will see on the right hand side, it's a tire of a car rolling over rigid pavement. On your left hand side, same tire, but I will explain the condition, but let me put that up. Okay. All right. You see let's start from the left hand side. You see the concrete put down, they have a split in between. So when the tire roll over the concrete, it's creating a crack. But you see on the right hand side, right there, you see approach slab. Okay, they have a dial, a bar, rebar. They have it in between the two sets of concrete. So as the tire leaves one set and goes to the other one, it transfers the energy. Okay, and they call that transverse joint. Okay, and I will show you lots of it here this evening. And the reason I'm doing this because I want you to understand that if you, like I said, if you take something, if you decide you want to do a work for the people of Liberia, okay, you must allow yourself to do it effectively without any kinds of issue whatsoever. Okay, I'll give you an example. I leave from here. I want to go to Liberia. I want people say, okay, Mr. Toll, yes, one piece of little job here for you to do. Knowing full well they're not going to pay me the amount of money that I want, but I accept it. And if I accept that, man, a lot of people watching me tonight. Amos Les, yeah, CC Dennis is here. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Tina, thank you guys. Thank you very much. But anyway, let me go on. So I take a job. But because I'm not making much money, I decide to do something no. As a result, I start scheming over the project money. That's not how it's supposed to work. I'll tell you why now. Let's look at it. Let me show you again one more time. Let me just show you one more this. Okay, let me show you one more of this transfer joint. Then I will show you the reason I'm doing it. Okay. Again, this is a transfer joint. This transfer joint is a steel bar. Okay. Now let me show you one of those. And like I said, I got them here tonight. Okay. I'm not going to fool around with this because these are very important. If we're going to do these things, we must be able to do it so our people will understand. You see this bar? You see the bar that I have? Oh, not yet. You can't see me yet because I'll put it on there. Okay. There we go. You see the bar that I have? It's about a foot long. And it's 2-inch steel. This thing weighs over 15 pounds. Okay. So if this thing is inside the concrete, if it's embedded in the concrete, and a truck roll over here, when the truck hit this side, instead of going there to flip the concrete, it balances up. So as the truck drive over this bar, it transfers the energy from one concrete section to another. That's why they call it transfer joint. Okay. I was on a project, 2 of them. I got 2 of them. Yeah. I got 2 of them. Okay, I went to the project and I said I wanted to have this. I work on a project. Then this particular project where I got these things from, I was one of the designers. Then they asked me to go out and do the inspection. So I was very blessed to be able to see how my design was working out. Okay. I'm showing you these things because I'm going to be showing you another stuff here. Here, you see this other one? It's about 3/8 of an inch, okay? I think it's 0.5. I don't know. I can't tell what rebar size they have now. But it's green because they have it. This is what they call epoxy. They have green so that it doesn't rust. But here's what they do with this long little stuff here. Okay, the big one I show you, it goes in the center of the roll. This one, it goes, remember now, they have 2 links going that way and coming. So when they pave this other one, they take this. While this is drying, they put it in. They have a screw. They screw this in. So that when they're ready to pour the other one, this little one will connect to the roll that they already finished. So there's no separation. What these young people, I don't know, young people or old people are doing in Liberia, it's very bad. It's very bad what they're doing. Okay. Now, I just show you those two sets of what you might call. All right, let's look at this. This is in Liberia. Okay. Now, here in this country, when they're ready to do driveway, they will put this kind of stuff up. Watch this. Okay. The building roll, concrete roll in Liberia. Concrete roll in Liberia. Okay. These things are from Public Work Ministry. The building concrete roll in Liberia. I just show you, and I will show you more. And I just show you from my bare hand some of the steel that goes into concrete roll. Now, granted, the bigger one that I show you for a foot thick concrete roll. So you can have 6-inch thick concrete roll. The size of the steel that goes in there will be different, but the idea remains the same. Look at this. This is something you do when you're building a driveway, not a road. not a roll. This guy is standing over this thing here. What do you think? Look, he's standing. The steel is bending already. How much more about car weight? What kind of business is this? Why these people are not taking this thing serious? Okay? Let me show you another one. Like I said, this is in Liberia. This is in Liberia. Look at this. The same thing I show you. You see what they're doing? Now, those little rock and thing that they're called chair. When you put in concrete, when you put in steel in the concrete, the rule says the steel that is in the concrete should be about an inch or so above ground. It should be about an inch away from any ground surface. Okay? So this is what they put in there. Okay? Now, you tell me, people, you see this thing? These are roads. Okay? They're building roads for truck to drive on. I just show you something, and I will show you what people do in this country. Now, I'm not trying to compare Liberia to this kinds of stuff. But if you're going to do these things, these people are not, they're engineers. They know exactly what they're doing. But you're giving our people this kind of cheap thing, and you expect the road to last. This is where the frustration, my frustration level comes to play. Because these people are not stranger to engineering. But yet still they allow these kinds of things to happen. Okay? They allow these things to happen, and they expect when they leave office, then the other person comes to office, they got to repair this road or take it out and put a new. Why are we suffering ourselves? For what reason? Roads are not to be built for political reason. Well, let me be careful on that. Because the person who's building the road, the person doing a good job, so of course the people will voting back into office, which is good. But if you're going to do it right. Let me show you another one. You see this guy stuff? The stuff I just showed you? Now watch this. The little thing that I just showed you here. This is how it's done in this country. You see it? This is row that they have two row here. But you see the transfer joint in there? Okay? You see the joint I just showed you? Let me make it a little bit bigger. Maybe you'll see it. Okay? You remember that big rod that I just showed you? Yeah, it is. Yeah, they are. They all line up. Even though this is smaller, but it does the same thing. Because the next pole, the next concrete gonna come and cover that rack, those little steel rods sticking out there, they now becomes a transfer joint. That's not what they show you in Liberia. Let me show you Liberia stuff again. They have a continuous pole. This is what you do. A continuous pole. You do this for driveway. Let me make it bigger also. I don't want people to say, "Oh, you made the other people team B and you made our own B." Okay, let's see. Okay, here we are. Look at it. Look at it. Look how small these steel rods. Those are they call wire match. Those are wire match. This is not steel. Or steel, you don't put steel like that. Steel, you put, even if you're going to do this simple, you put the steel down and tie. Now, you can't tell me these people are so perfect in Liberia that they can do a perfect tie of a steel from one point to another. I don't think so. This is ridiculous. Now, once again, let me be careful here this afternoon because I also want to appreciate the brothers and sisters back home that are doing the job. That's fine. But my frustration is, if you're going to do this, you must do it right. You must do it right. If you can't do it, let other people come in and do it. Okay. Let me show you. Watch this. This is the same chair that these people are trying to put in. Watch this one. Look at this. You see it? You see those green rod, those steel? Those are the transfer joint because they're going to, right there in the middle of that, that's where they do the saw cut. It's a Samson tool. I'm not playing around. This is exactly after the put. You see the concrete back there? They're getting ready to smooth it out. And then they will do a saw cut in the middle of the steel. They're not going to touch the steel. They do saw cut in the concrete. They're not going to touch the steel. So that whenever because concrete always have developed cracks. But that when a crack comes on the road, he meet the joint, the so-called joint, it doesn't go to the next one. You want the steel to transfer the weight, but you want the saw cut to stop the crack from going to another side. Samson told LIBERIA. I'm not playing around this evening, you know. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. All right. My sisters just joined. Sentai, good evening. Samson told Nathaniel Cry. Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate it. Okay, let's go on. Like I said, sometimes these things, the people do these things to me, and right after I've been running my big mouth here, I'm gonna go on the computer. They send me some stuff to do some design for them. I don't like it because the stuff they send me is crappy. The stuff they send me is messed up. I will do it. I'm not going to do it with the kinds of precision that is required, because they didn't give me the tool. The information they gave me will not allow me to do the kind of thing that I'm supposed to do. So the information they gave me, I give it right back to them. Samson told LIBERIA. Okay. Yeah, again, the same, like the concrete road, these people, this is rigid pavement. And one time, former minister Julie Moore went to Capitol building one time, talking about, say, we're going to be building a lot of concrete road because concrete love water. Are you serious? You know why he said that? Because the concrete piers, the columns on the bridge, they're in the water. The mix design is different from the road mix design. But he doesn't know that. He's not an engineer. So I've been trying to invite him one time. I'm saying a text to come and jump me. You know what he told me? Don't text me anymore. Act like you don't even know who I am. Samson told. Okay, let's show another one. Let's show you another one. Okay, here again, it's the row. I'm not too sure if this place because with this, I don't know whether a Matilda Nipple Street because of this mosque. I'm not too sure whether a Matilda Nipple Street or something. But anyway, I'm just showing you. Okay, so here is the stuff again. Now, let me show you something else, and I'll continue to do this side by side all night. Okay. Because these things need to be brought to light, because our brothers and sisters, not that they don't know. Watch this one, okay? Now tell me whether the same match you see here is the same type of match they have on this road. Watch this. You see the green things back there? Those are all concrete. I mean, those are all steel going into the concrete. Now this you can drive a truck on. First of all, the concrete, the road that they have over there in LIBERIA, most likely, it's not even 6 inch, most likely 4 inch, because they have that kind of small wire mesh and you call it road. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Folks, okay. Oh, that Banga Broad Street, okay, all right. But if that Broad Street in Banga, like I said, I don't know. Like if that Banga Broad Street, then that's fine. But I bet you that's a major highway, isn't it? But even if it's not a major highway, do you not expect truck to drive on that? Okay. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it, my brother or my sister Steve. Okay. Thank you. Bon counted. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys telling me what it is. But either way, you don't do that. Especially Bon County. Bon County have some of the most rich vote area. You do that kind of thing today. If they recognize that you're fooling them, it's up to you. Okay, let me go back again. This is, if you have this kinds of stuff, you expect to have a decent road. Okay, you don't come here and come when you know something to going to be having a show and you're going to put concrete road. Let's go back to that again. And you do that kind of thing to me. They said people saying that Banga Broad Street. Oh, so that's good. Banga Broad Street. Okay, but even Banga Broad Street, my goodness. You know how many trucks come from Guinea? You know how many trucks come from Ivory Coast? You know how many trucks come from Ghana coming through there? And you're going to give me 4 inch in Liberia? The only thing we're blessed. Look at the base. Look at the base of that. Solid. In this country, for you to get this kind of base, you got to mix flash eyes. Flash ice is one of those you make with concrete and whatever, but you mix it with dirt for you to get a kind of strong base. But this base over there in Banga, if this is Banga for real, that's a strong base, and we appreciate it. And because of that, they try to take advantage of the base and give us this kind of little piece of stuff they call it raw. Samson to Labrampa. Now let me show you another one, and then I'll be going off here to take look at this. Now on a very serious note, guys. You don't do these kinds of stuff for people. Liberia is not a banana republic. If you're going to build a concrete roof, for goodness sake, give us something decent. Look at this. Look at this. I don't want the people are doing. Look at this. You see this? This is what when you say raw, that's raw. That's concrete raw. Okay? This is just, for me, that's ridiculous and it's frustrating. Okay, because there's no reason we should have these kinds of stuff. Okay, now all of these things that I've been showing you here. Okay, once again, I appreciate the brothers and sisters that are working and doing these things, but said they must do it right. Now you tell me, the one on the left will most likely be like Banga Broad Street, because there's nothing in here except for wire mesh. And how big is a wire mesh? Very small. It won't be able to withstand the weight of a truck. Okay? Because if you put a weight of a truck on that wire mesh, remember that thing is hanging up. The concrete hang, and here's the reason why you put steel in the concrete. Okay? All right. Here's the reason why you put steel in a concrete. What do you put steel in a concrete? Because concrete will not allow you to have a deflection. You can't bend concrete, it will break on you. Okay? It has compression strength. Oh, Samson, I feel like I'm back in classroom again tonight. If you press the concrete, well, when I was in school, we used to break concrete. If you press the concrete, the strength it takes to mash the concrete is higher than it is if you try to deflect the concrete. It'll break on you. Something to because I'm a karate expert. I can just punch that thing and will break. No, I'm a very serious no. If you break the concrete longitudinally and if you try to do compression, things like that, the graph for compression, the graph goes for deflection, the graph goes the other way around. Okay? Thank you. By the way, so these are the kinds of things that people can do for them. They don't have to go to Ghana or Nigeria to get expert. Let me tell you again. I just don't like to come out here and call Liberian. You know, I never explained that I'm going to call your name on my show. But the guy Liberian. In fact, speaking about Banga, the guy, one of the best Liberian engineer, he's right there from Banga. Structure engineer, right there from Banga. He went to Bofe High School in Banga. But I don't want to call his name. Very good engineer. Very smart young man. Very good engineer. Here in the United States. You're going to put rowing Banga in a man's backyard with that kind of junk? You think what a man going to say? Okay, so these are the kinds of stuff that we try. I'm trying to put this thing up so my brothers and sisters will see these things. They're not necessary. They're not necessary to have these kinds of things going on. Look at the tuber row. Okay, here's the other thing I want you to know here. Liberia, okay, you're killing me. I'm doing a design. The people finish paving it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Liberia, we join ourselves. They ask for help. I'm doing some design here. They finish paving the road. So now, I'm going to send a design by tomorrow or something like that. What they're going to do with it, I don't know. It's up to them. It's up to them. So this is something that I just want people to share. I want to share with you guys, but on a very serious note. If you're going to do these kinds of stuff, okay, you must try to do something better. Because here's the thing. I keep saying that Dr. Weir is very young. He's very young. So even if he stay 12 years, he will still be young when he leaves office. And then when he leaves office, the next person going to come, they will start talking about the road that he constructed. And then the people are going to start showing the road. Look at the kind of thing. Look at the other one here. It was constructed under Dr. Weir. Why this young man has a brilliant idea to try to help our people. The engineers in Liberia must be truthful with Dr. Weir. Dr. Weir is not an engineer. He will tell you, say, I want the road in 3 months. Because he most likely have no clue the construction process of a decent road. I have no clue. But you know it can be done. So you say, I want it in 3 months. You as an engineer, you know exactly what are some of the things involved. You be truthful with him. Tell Dr. Weir, look, this is what we can do. If you want the road, this is what we can do. We can give you this road. However, the process involved is going to require certain amount of time. And you let him know that. And most likely you tell him, no, I say I want it in 3 months. At least you have explained to him. So it's on him. But if you don't tell him anything, and I'm not too sure if they did or not, well, who knows? But if you don't tell him, I'm just assuming. If you don't tell him anything, and you say, yes, he's my boss, whatever he say, I'm going to do it. And you're built because he thinks the engineer have approved the construction process. So he knows that this thing going to last because the engineer have approved. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I agree. And then that's some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here. I think Dr. Weir should get out of the business of selecting area. No, I'll take that back. He can select, but he must tell those who are going to be involved to say, look, I want road in Cuba. From this, I want maybe 4 or 5 miles of road in Cuba. Y'all go look at it. And let the people come back and say, this is what they're going to require. That's how people do these things. But if you don't, and I'm the president, in 6 years time, I want to leave with good road. No, you're not going to leave Liberia with good road in building these kinds of road like that. To be honest with you, in as much as I support the pro-poor agenda and Dr. Weir, if Dr. Weir is not understanding that building this road requires certain amount of time and not overnight. Road building is not like baking cake. No, you don't just pass it on blue like that. It takes time. If you want a decent road, it takes time. But guess what? The contractor, they don't care. They're going to get paid. So whether they give you a job that is not even anything, they're going to get paid. All they want is money. They don't care whether they give you good road or not. You tell them, say 3 months, they say fine. You say build it in the rainy season, they say fine. They sacrifice the labor. They pay higher money for the labor. For the person to work in the rain, they will pay him. And so they give you a road that is constructed in the rainy season. Because you say you want it after 2 or 3 months. So what do? Dr. Weir I don't believe that he's doing these things just so that people will say he's building road. I don't believe he's doing these things to just please himself. He's genuinely, I believe strongly that Dr. Weir genuinely believes he wants to help the Liberian people by building roads. But if the road must be built, you must do it. You must do it with the good intent that you have in mind. They must be done properly. This road, one other thing here that I want people to understand, and next time I will talk about that. These roads that are being built right now in Liberia, Chuba Road, Doe Community, Rehab, and other places that are under construction or what have you, They not necessarily have to be paved in order to get good road in Liberia. And one of the things that I would stress, let our people get out of this, especially these roads that unless if it is a major highway, but most of the road you can do chip and seal. Chip and seal is just as much as good as road of a paving road. What make a good road? Let's look at it. What make a good road? In order to have a good road, first you must have, which Liberia has, you must have good bays. We have that. Second, if you're going to put sub bays or what have you, the sub bay, the base that goes over the base must be compacted, 95% fracture. You can't go below that. You can't go below that. Because why? Liberia is a tropical area. It rains 6 months in straight. Another thing, you must have proper drainage. Because if you're going to build a road, remember now, I told you from the beginning, the coefficient, if you're doing weather, if you're doing drainage and what have you, the coefficient for grassy area is lower than it is the coefficient for flat surface, because it makes sense. Flat surface, if you put water down, water going straight. Grass, you put water down, water seeping through the grass before it gets down somewhere, it'll slow it down. In fact, people use that as way of dissipating the energy. In fact, you have other means they call this energy dissipator. I'm not going to go into that, but let's stick with this. So if you're building this your road, you want to make sure your road is compacted effectively. Second, you must also take into consideration the drainage process, because without those two things taken care of, your road is not going to survive. Because first of all, you're not compacting correctly. What is compaction? Okay, those of you from the interior, I'm going to say this again. Maybe if you were born in Monrovia, you don't know that. But those of us from the countryside, up in the village, way up in the village, those days, where the old people used to sleep on, not mattresses, not wooden bed, they make dirt bed. You know that? You remember that? Dirt. They take the dirt and make a bed out of it. How do they do it? These people are just smart. Now that I'm an engineer, I'm thinking about what my grandma was doing. I thought she in fact, kind of think about, she's one of the best engineers. They take the water, they take the dirt and mix it. How do they come out to know the water dirt ratio? Because if you put too much water in there, it's going to be soupy. If you don't put too much water in there, it's going to be dry. How do they manage to know? I'm not going to question that. But anyway, they put it together, mix it correctly, and then they build it up. But here's what they do. And this is the same kinds of process that our people need to do when they're building road. They're not doing that. And the country people are doing it. The dirt bed that I'm talking about, some places up to now, even if you were to go to the village that I was born in, if you were to go there right now and try to dig around, you might most likely find some of the dirt bed. But anyway, they take the dirt, they put the first layer, and then they got wood, little small, about 3-inch wide, okay, about 2 foot long, and they take it. Now I'm gonna say beat it now. They beat the dirt. Blah, blah. I'm not making it up. I'm serious. They beat it. Boom, boom, and they form it. They do the first layer, okay. They certify that it's done, then they put another layer over it and do the same thing. When they're pounding it like that, the bottom one is already ready. The second one, the force, make the second layer to bind with the first layer until they decide the desired level they want. And then they start forming it. And within 2-3 days, you have yourself a bed. But that bed is so solid. It's cool. It's hard. But it's compacted. It's not going to fall apart. In fact, when it rain, my grandma they were living by the river. When it rain and the water come, that bed stays. Compaction. When you compact something, first thing you're doing is forcing it, making it to be solid. How are you going to do that in the rainy season? When you're trying to force the earth, and I'm not going to go into a lot of this, but the earth itself has these chemical makeup that the grain of the earth, if once you when you're compacting, you're lining the grain to be in line with each other so that they will hold. Because if you put the earth on a microscope, you will find the grain in there, the grain of the earth to combine with each other and hold. That's what a compaction will do for you. Okay? Now, the water situation, especially in Liberia. The other day when I saw their slope, they have 2.5%. At first I was questioning that, but then I thought to myself, maybe because it's a tropical section. So by 2% slope, they have the water get off the road quicker, which I'm not going to question. However, what do you do with that water that coming out of the road? Where are you going to put it? In those community, where are you putting that water? I told you already, the road is higher than the community. What happened to the people? And look at that road. No shoulder. So when the taxi bring the person, the taxi stop in the middle of the road. Look at the sidewalk. Okay? Sidewalk, yeah, it's supposed to be higher. But where are the drainage? If you walk that door community road, where are the opening that will allow water to seep from the road into the drainage that they have? If you're going to do something like that, here in this country, they call what they call dike. Dike is something that is you use to control the flow of the water coming from the street, from the roadway when it gets here, so it doesn't erode, get on the dirt and start erosion process. The dike controls, but then the dike is sloped in a way so it will drain the water down to the drainage area that you have selected. None of these things I see on public work website. And Wednesday, I got public work details. I got detailed drawing from public work on roadway, and I will show you some stuff. And even if you're not an engineer, you're going to be wondering, are these people really serious? Tell me, when last you have a road that curve like this? The only curving you see on the road is bridge. And most of the time when you see the bridge curve like this, that means some kind of heavy traffic going on that bridge in terms of shape, boat, and so they have to curve it because they have to lift it up a little bit so that particular area, the boat and shape able to pass, so the curve. Okay? But you will not find road itself to be curved. You have the slope, but it's not going to be curved. And public works said they have a road in Liberia that is curved. My people, I'm not making it up. I will show you. So anyway, folks, Samson told Labron Public Radio. Let me go. Let me see if I can read some of these comments here. Lina Tao, thank you. We love you. Okay, I love you too. Watch. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna read into myself. First of all, I want to thank you guys very much for making such a wonderful Monday afternoon for all of us. Yes, the road in channels are bad. I know that for a fact. But don't get me wrong. Some of the most good engineers here in the United States are Chinese. They're smart. But I don't know why. So, yes. Yeah, Mr. So, that's correct. Mr. To, I think. I've tried talking to them. Nobody want to come. Oh, I've called them. They don't want to come. I can't force the people to come on my show. the public work engineer was on Mr. Social the last time. I've been trying to see if I can get him. I can't get him. So I understand, my brother, and that's exactly the point that I make. If you're going to manage the little resource you have, thank you, Kennedy Kuya. Thank you very much for bringing this up. If you're going to manage the little, and I'm not questioning that. Like I said, I always appreciate your work. My frustration is this: if you're going to manage the little resources you have, then you must do a good job. Let's look at this. Now that you brought this up, let me point this out to you. The point here is this. Let's take Dole Community Road. You think the government of the Republic of Liberia set aside money for maintenance? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they have money for maintenance of Dole Community Road. I don't think so. Maybe while Dr. Weir is in power, but when she leaves, the next government coming, you think they're going to spend money to maintain Dole Community Road? I don't think so. And therefore, knowing all of those factors, if you're going to build Dole Community Road, you build it to be able to stand time. Because you don't have, this is what they call front end. You take all of the money and put it in for the road to be strong, so that you don't have to worry much about maintenance. But the fact that you don't have money for maintenance and you put road in, build road in a rainy season, how you think that road gonna last? Let me tell you about this rainy season business again. And those of you that are not even engineer will most likely will understand me. Now, water. Before I go to water, I don't eat too much like I used to, but I will still talk about when you're cooking. Don't you have steam coming out of the pot? If you pour water in a pot and turn the stove on, or you in total you just put firewood and it start boiling and leave it open, it will boil until the water dry out of the pot. What happened? Evaporation. It goes up in the air. Same situation. Dole Community. Look, listen to me though. You're not an engineer, and I'm not going to throw all kinds of engineering word around. I understand that. Those of you that are engineers will know what I'm talking about. But you take a bread, okay? The people who know how to bake. First thing you take is flour. Second thing you take egg, if you like egg. Third, you take the milk and mix it. Then you look at it. You say, oh, too much egg and milk. Then you put more flour in it. Now, the question is this. When you mix it the first time, too much milk. It's all soupy. You put more flour in it. Does that milk goes away? Or even though the flour overwhelmed the milk now, where you think the milk gone? Nowhere. The quantity of milk that make you feel that it's soupy before remain the same. It hasn't changed unless you take that flour, put it in the oven, bake the flour, which then will make the milk to evaporate. Then you have something of a reduction. Let's go back to Dole Community. You're building a road, and what they did, I watched that. They come when it's rainy, then they put more dirt in there and mix it. So the water now, the dirt soak the water up. But guess what? The water content, say for example, if it was just 25% before, and they come and bring 50% dirt. So you're supposed to have 25 now. Then you have good. But you put 50% dirt. Now the dirt overwhelmed the water, but the water content remained the same. Because the dirt does not have the ability to be immediately to take the water out. You're not subtracting anything. The water content, if it's 25%, the fact that you put 50% dirt there and mix it up, it's still the same. The 25% water content remains the same. It's exactly what they were doing at Dole Community. The water was there when it rained, then they put more dirt and mix it up. Then looked at the place dry. No. Guess what? So they come and level the whole thing. And that's why if you watch the Dole Community construction, they never really roll the road. You never saw them taking a roller much. They did, some places, but not all. To roll the whole roll. Because if they do that, they're going to press the dirt and they're going to have the water come out, and then you have a soupy ground. Okay, so they grade it. They say, okay, here we are. Look like it dry. So what they do, they come and put pavement over it, asphalt. Boom. Pave it neat. Okay, but guess what? The 25%, now we're going to 50-50 now. The 25% water content is still there. So the pavement now, which is a flexible pavement, asphalt, quota, they call it bicone. How many inch of that they put on it? Maybe you'll be lucky if you find 2 inch of asphalt more over there. Okay, so they put it down. They put it down. Sun, dry season comes, start hitting, and you know when you yourself, when it's hot, try walking on the quota. You want to go find shoe quick because it can be hot. So the heat that is going through that quota, the water now, you're in a boiling situation now. The water want to evaporate. But because the quota cover the whole thing, ain't got nowhere to go. It's okay. The water say, okay, let's just stay. And this thing I'm telling you about, I will show you Wednesday. The water say, okay, let's just stay. Remember now, quota, the mix of quota is oil-based, rocks, and sand. So as people drive, some of these things, the rock start being exposed. Bloop, the tire pick up one rock. There's a hole in there now. The water say, oh, daylight, evaporation start coming up. As soon as that little rock starts showing the water to get out, you're done. Pothole immediately. Okay? This is exactly what I think will happen to Dole community. That's how potholes are developed. Because the water underneath wants to come out. And once that little hole is there, the vapor, water vapor come through. And guess what? It's just like you open a valve. Shh, it comes out. The next time it rains, that little hole, water go back in there. But this time around, the water start dancing, start going all over. And as soon as the sun comes, oh, water, sun coming, let me come back into the hole. It come back from all that area and go out. The pothole start getting wider and wider and wider. Does it make sense? You don't have to be an engineer to understand it. If you don't understand, I'm sorry, but does it make sense? And this is why when you're doing construction, especially paving, you want to make sure. And another thing, the paving itself, in order for you to put asphalt down, it requires certain temperature. You don't just put asphalt down anytime you want. In order to put asphalt down, in the asphalt book, they tell you this particular mix requires certain amount of temperature in order for you to put it down. Okay? You don't just put it down. You have to meet specific criteria. And these are the kinds of things that our brothers and sisters are not doing. That is really, because I've been watching them. And the sad thing is, somebody, I don't want to call names, but some of the people that are working for public work, for example, another good friend of mine, we all used to live here in Sacramento. This guy, he never worked for the state. He was working for private. But any contract come from Caltrans, California Department of Transportation, here in Sacramento, every RE, resident engineer, they want him because he's so good in managing the affair of money, material, everything. So he knows his stuff. He went home. The other day, when I look at him, I wanted to ask him, but then I thought to myself, no, why even bother? The man enjoying himself. Things that he was doing here, that's not what he's doing like bro. He's doing different things. I wanted to ask him, man, why are you doing this? Because this is, I worked with him when he was here. I worked for Caltrans. So when they get contract, they call him. I used to go to construction. I did construction design for 6 years. I got tired of it. I said, you know what? I'm from Total. I don't come to come yo me. I don't want no construction again. So I said that what I say. I'm from Total. What are you gonna say? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, on a very serious note, this guy worked with him. And he knows it. Even people that know that he's from Liberia and know that I'm from Liberia, they keep asking about him, hoping that he will come by. He's a very good engineer. But that's not what he's doing in Liberia. I went over there, I saw some of his project. I'm thinking to myself, why? This is the same thing I'm talking about. If you're going to do something, you're going to sacrifice. You must do it with your heart. Okay, folks, this is Samson Tour, LIBERIA Public Radio. I'm sorry I'm not able to use my board this evening because I'm not going to be. I'm getting ready to get out of here because I got to finish this people's stuff and send it to them. Hopefully, they will be able to do something better over there because this is not something that we. I mean, it's very frustrating to know that you have people who are engineers. Okay, I went to Liberia, and this one I'm going to divulge out. Remember when I was in Liberia, I was teaching these young people, they're engineers, teaching them how to run survey equipment. Okay, but one of the things they don't know how to fold a plane. Okay, they know how to roll it. So I asked the people, I said, what if you are 11 by 17? Eh? He said, oh, you just roll it. You roll it? No, you fold it in certain way. Even if you are 24 by 24 or 24 by 36, you fold it. You don't just roll it. They don't know how to do that. Another thing they don't know, which is the basic, they don't know cross section of a project. If you're building a building, you cut the building, put in the middle. What do you show? What you want people to see as you cut that building, or as you cut the roll, or as you cut the pipe? What are some of the things you want people to see? They don't know how to do these things. And I'm wondering, well, how are they teaching them and what are they showing them? So we have a serious problem because the young generation that are coming up of engineers, if they are not taught, and that's one of the things I respect now. This one I'll call is Victor Smith. He's doing a wonderful job over there, getting these young people that are in school to come and work with him. So he teach them how to do structure design. Teach them how to do bridge work, bridge structure design, because he's a structure engineer. Okay? So those are the kinds of capacity building that we need to put forward. But every day you go on Facebook, you go on Public Works Ministry website right now. They just praising ourselves. Hello, chicken can't say I sweet. Somebody will say the chicken sweet. But of course, by that time the chicken will be dead. Samson. Okay, folks, let me get out of here. I want to thank all of you that have been watching, especially my brothers and sisters that have been watching. Very good. No, my sister, no, I'm not prepared to do that. Okay. Folks, let me get out of here. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling to have my own brothers and sisters tonight, and nobody cussing me. That's good. But here's reason why people are not cussing, because tonight audience are people who are willing. They might not agree with me, but they respect my view, and they allow me to express my view without insult. This is how you communicate with each other. Because that's my view. I'm entitled to it. That doesn't mean you have to agree with me, or that doesn't mean you should even accept my view. You can click off and get off. But you must not insult. Because what good is it? But I want to thank all of you again tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thank you very much, folks. Let's come in and do it again Wednesday. Mr. So is not going to be able to join us for a while because of the problem. And hopefully, one of the things that Mr. So is planning to do for us is that he's going to try to connect with folks back home because he's very good at that. He can pick up phone right now. Mr. So has interviewed. Let me just count few that I Maison Faneke or whatever. He interviewed him. The vice president, I think 3 or 4 times already. Madam Julia Howard Taylor interviewed. other ministers, minister information, you name it. You name it, he has interviewed them. So I'm not going to go into all of the people that he has interviewed, but I just want you to know that he has done a wonderful job and continue to do it. So I'm sure once the time reaches, people will come to our show and we'll talk to them. But I want to thank all of you again this evening to say thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't stay long because I want to finish these people's stuff and send it back to them. But the point is, like I said, I was laughing, but that's a true story. They don't finish paving the road. Another thing I want to point out here, my brothers and sisters, and that I don't hate these young Ghanaians that come to Liberia and doing these things. I have no bad feelings about that. But then the only problem that I have is when they do these design, they're not taking their time. They just do it. Because here's the example. One of them the other day, I was talking to them. I said, why do you give the people the kinds of design when you know it's not correct? You build a road and you're hanging it up there. What's the point? He said, the president said, when I break people's houses down, so if I give you side slope, the side slope might hit somebody's house. So I just leave it up. How are you going to do that? Another thing, I'll be showing you some pictures because I got lots and lots and lots of pictures. They got some of the road they're building. They expose people's foundation. Because that person most likely is in the right of way of the government property. But they said, I'm going to break people's house. So he said, so I said, but what's about the foundation, the person's foundation? You're right. You know what he said? That I'm not from the person's house fall. I'll break it down. That's it. Ghanaian, young man. About 5-10 minutes later, he brought his other friend for me to talk to him. So I started, he said, my man, big brother, he said, because if you know I'm a big brother, we here they do our work, he says, and I'm trying to speak like Ghanaian, but no, I'm not even going to try that. The thing he was telling me was this. He said the engineer on site, he pointed out to the engineer, and they will have issue in that Chuba road. Watch and see. He said they down the stream, they have a pipe. The flow line of the pipe where the water is supposed to go is higher than the road. So the engineer on site, according to this young man, he said once the water fill over the road, then it will go into the pipe. I said, okay, you know what? Let's forget it. Do whatever you have to do. Because when you tell me that an engineer on site, hopefully representing public work, will tell you, say, even though the pipe is higher, don't do anything. When the water fall up, then we'll go in. Then you have your issue. Any part of the United States you go, and you see the parking lot off of a street, that parking lot is designed to have about a foot of water fill that parking lot before it hit the street. Because one of the things, the street must be secure at all times, because in case of emergency, the people have to travel out, going whatever they have to go to for safety using that road. So you cannot flood the street because you want to save the parking lot, but you do the parking lot, let the water stay in the parking lot and let people drive on the road. So most of the roads you have that are closer by the parking lot, you will find out the parking lot, if you were to look into the design, most of the time they design it a 1.5 feet, 1 foot, the water come up 1 foot before it hit the street. Samson told. Let me get out of here. I want to thank all of you again that have been watching this evening. Of course, you have things to do, but we appreciate you coming to join us, and that's what we do. Samson told, LIBERIA Pub Radio. Let me get out of here. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's do it again Wednesday. I believe Big Nat and Mazula will be on tomorrow. Party time with Loverboy and Mazula. And then Big Nat will come out with one of those wonderful, wonderful videos. So let's watch for those as well. This is Samson too. I want to say thank you very much and good night.
Your way. Hey, yo, baby.